Angular has a very powerful system to filter data. So in our case, we might want to be able to filter, or better, to search for a specific event in our list. So the first thing we're going to do is go back to our event list HTML, and on top of the table we're going to define a simple text field that will allow us to search. So this will be like our search, okay? And that's how it will look like. We just have a text field for the search, okay? So maybe we'll just put the label in front. And we're going to assign it an ng model that will be search. In this way, whatever the user will type inside our text field will be stored inside the search property in our controller. Well, how can we use the search text to filter out our events? Well, it's quite easy. We can simply add a pipe after the ngRepeat declaration and type the keyword filter followed by a colon, and after that we just need to enter the property where our filter is stored, so it will be search. Okay, Angular will look at the model containing our search term and will use it to filter out the data. Let's see what happens when I do that. I have pre-populated the list of events. I've added 9 events, and what we're going to do is try to search for the Metallica event. So I'll type the letter M and E, and as you can see the list will be already filtered, but I'm not seeing only the Metallica record, and the reason why is because Angular is currently looking for a substring that contains the letters M and D. So event fame contains the letter M and D, Metallica does it, another event does not, but the location does, because the location is somewhere, ME. In fact, we're not filtering only by the event name, we're filtering for each one of the fields. So whatever matches in any of the fields will be included in our filter. If I keep typing and I complete the word Metallica, then the event Metallica is the only thing left. Great, isn't it? With only 2 lines of code, we have implemented a fully functional search functionality in our event application. What we have to do now is to tune this functionality so that the user will be able to search for a specific column in our event. So we will be able to search by at least event, description, and category. Let's see how we can do that. We'll go back into our event list and we'll add the $sign to our search. And we'll also define another few text fields. So I'll copy that one. And we call them search by event name. And now our ng model will be search.name. And then we'll have search by event description. And the last one will be search by event category. Okay. The ng model will be search.description for the second one, and will be search.category.name for the third one. What I've done here is to define a first text field that will allow us to search for any item inside our table, and then I've defined 3 other text fields to search for specific stuff like the name, like the description, and the category. By using this syntax, I'm telling Angular to look also inside the nested properties of my search ng model, and that will be used in our filter search. So Angular will match the specific property to what's inside our ngRepeat. So if we have our event list with the name property, the description property, the category property, and we're using the nested name property inside the category object, what I'm going to do in the top search bar, I'm going to match it to each one of my search terms. So name will be matched to the event name, and so on. I'm going to refresh the application, but before doing that I don't want to lose the events, so I'll just populate my event factory to have a predefined list of events. I have that defined already in my clipboard. And as you can see, we've just defined 4 objects. We have the Metallica event with all its properties and so on. We have the category, which is an object, and that's basically it. We're now back to our event list, and we can see our 4 text fields. The first thing I'm going to do is to search an event by its name, and I'm going to type the letter A. It's filtering 3 elements, which is fine. And I'll also type the C, and it's giving me ACDC. But I want to check that if I type music, for example, nothing is being shown because music is a category. And in fact, there are no records returned by our filter. That's good, so we know that we are filtering only and exclusively by the event name. Let's try with the description as well, just to be sure. So I'll type Metallica in concert, but nothing happens. Let's verify that everything else is working as we are expecting. So I'll type PlayStation 10 launch, and it works well. And I'll type music in my category. That's basically the quickest way to create a filter in AngularJS. I would recommend you anyway to not be excessively confident in the fact that cleaning the text field will actually clean the filter. So my suggestion is to have a clear button. So we call it clear filter with an ng-click action that is basically setting back to undefined our ng model. So it will be search equals undefined. This is also useful for our users because they'll be able to reset every filter with a single click. So if, for example, I enter music in my category filter, but I enter as well the Metallica in the event name, the filters will work together, but at some stage I may want to clear all my filters. So I'll just click on the clear filter button and everything will be back to normal.